right, shalom, brother, shalom. Okay, I wanted to do a reading regarding Jacob and Esau. What happened at the end between them two, because in the 1611, it doesn't go over exactly what happened between those two. So we're gonna go and read what happened in the book of Jubilees. But before I read what happened, I just wanted to say something short that came from his father Isaac. We're going to be in chapter 35, and we're going to be verse 13. And Isaac said unto her, I too know and see the deeds of Jacob, who is with us, how that with all his heart he honoreth us. But I loved Esau formerly more than Jacob, because he was the firstborn. But now I love Jacob more than Esau, for he hath done manifold evil deeds, and there is no righteousness in him. For all his ways are unrighteousness and violence, and there is no righteousness around him. And now my heart is troubled because of all his deeds, and neither he nor his seed is to be saved. For they are those who will be destroyed from the earth, and who will be rooted out from under heaven. For he hath forsaken the God of Abraham, and gone after his wives, and after the uncleanness, and after the error, he and his children. Whoo! Now that's coming from his father now. Esau, this is coming from your father. All right, so we're going to jump to exactly what went down. Verse 37. All right, here we go. And on the day that Isaac, the father of Jacob and Esau, died, the sons of Esau heard that Isaac had given the portion of the elder to his younger son Jacob, and they were very angry. And they strove with their father, saying, Why hath thy father given Jacob the portion of the elder, and passed over thee, although thou art the elder, and Jacob the younger? And he said unto them, Because I sold my birthright to Jacob for a small mess of lentils. And on the day my father sent me to hunt and catch and bring him something that he should eat and bless me, he came with guile and brought my father food and drink. And my father blessed him and put me under his hand. And now our father hath caused us to swear, me and him, that we shall not mutually devise evil, either against his brother, and that we shall continue love and in peace each with his brother, and not make our ways corrupt. And they said unto him, We shall not hearken unto thee to make peace with him, for our strength is greater than his strength, and we are more powerful than he. We shall go against him and slay him, and destroy him and his son. And if thou wilt not go with us, we shall do hurt to thee also. And now hearken unto us. Let us send to Aram and Philistia and Moab and Ammon, and let us choose for ourselves chosen men who are ardent for battle. And let us go against him and do battle with him, and let us exterminate him from the earth before he groweth strong. And their father said unto them, Do not go, and do not make war with him, lest ye fall before him. And they said unto him, This too is exactly thy mode of action from thy youth until this day, and thou art putting thy neck under his yoke. We shall not hearken to these words. And they sent to Aram and to Adoram, to the friend of their father, and they hired along with them 1,000 fighting men, chosen men of war. And there came to them from Moab and from the children of Ammon, those who were hired, 1,000 chosen men, and from Philistia 1,000 chosen men of war, and from Edom and from the Horites 1,000 chosen fighting men, and from the Kittim mighty men of war. And they said unto their father, Go forth with them, and lead them, else we shall slay thee. And he was filled with wrath and indignation on seeing that his sons were forcing him to go before them to lead them against Jacob his brother. But afterward he remembered all the evil which lay hidden in his heart against Jacob his brother. And he remembered not the oath which he had sworn to his father and to his mother, that he would devise no evil all his days against Jacob his brother. And notwithstanding all this, Jacob knew not that they were coming against him to battle. And he was mourning for Leah his wife, until they approached very near to the tower with 4,000 warriors and chosen men of war. And the men of Hebron sent to him, saying, Behold, thy brother hath come against thee to fight thee, with 4,000 girt with the sword. And they carry shields and weapons, for they loved Jacob more than Esau. So they told him, for Jacob was a more liberal and merciful man than Esau. But Jacob would not believe until they came very near to the tower. And he closed the gates of the tower, and he stood on the battlements, and spake to his brother Esau, and said, Noble is the comfort wherewith thou hast come to comfort me for my wife, who hath died. Is this the oath that thou didst swear to thy father, and again to thy mother before they died? Thou hast broken the oath, and on the moment that thou didst swear to thy father, wast thou condemned. And then Esau answered and said unto him, Neither the children of men nor the beasts of the earth have any oath of righteousness, which in swearing they have sworn an oath valid forever. But every day they devise evil one against another, and how each may slay his adversary and foe. And thou dost hate me and my children forever, and there is no observing the tie of brotherhood with thee. Hear these words which I declare unto thee. If the boar can change its skin and make its bristles as soft as wool, or if it can cause horns to sprout forth on its head like the horns of a stag or of a sheep, then shall I observe the tie of brotherhood with thee. And if the breasts separated themselves from their mother, for thou hast not been a brother to me, and if the wolves make peace with the lambs, so as not to devour or do them violence, and if their hearts are towards them for good, then there will be peace in my heart towards thee. And if the lion becometh the friend of the ox, and maketh peace with him, and if he is bound under one yoke with him, and pluggeth with him, and ploweth with him, then shall I make peace with thee. And when the raven becometh white as the raza, then know that I have loved thee, and shall make peace with thee. Thou shalt be rooted out, and thy sons shall be rooted out, and there shall be no peace for thee. And when Jacob saw that he was so evilly disposed towards him with his heart and with all his soul to slay him, and that he had come springing like the wild boar, which cometh upon the spear, that pierceth and killeth it, and recoiled not from it, then he spake to his servants, that they should attack him and all his companions. Chapter 38. And after that Judah spake to Jacob his father, and said unto him, Bend thy bow, father, and send forth thy arrow, and cast down the adversary, and slay the enemy, and mayst thou have the power. For we shall not slay thy brother, for he is such as thou, and he is like thee. Let us give him this honor. Then Jacob bent his bow, and sent forth the arrow, and struck Esau his brother on his right breast, and slew him. Yup, that happened. And again he sent forth an arrow, and struck Adoran the Aramean on the left breast, and drove him back northward and slew him. And then went forth the sons of Jacob, they and their servants, dividing themselves into companies, on the four sides of the tower. And Judah went forth in front, and Naphtali and Gad with him, and 50 servants with him on the south side of the tower. And they slew all they found before them, and not one individual of them escaped. And Levi and Dan and Asher went forth on the east side of the tower, and 50 men with them, and they slew the fighting men of Moab and Ammon. And Reuben and Issachar and Zebulun went forth on the north side of the tower, and 50 men with them, and they slew the fighting men of the Philistines. And Simeon and Benjamin and Enoch, Reuben's son, went forth on the west side of the tower, and 50 men with them, and they slew of Edom and of the Horites 400 men, stout warriors, and 600 fled. And 4 of the sons of Esau fled with them, and left their father lying slain, as he had fallen on the hill which is in Adoram. And the sons of Jacob pursued after them to the mountains of Seir. And Jacob buried his brother on the hill which is in Adoram, and he returned to his house. And the sons of Jacob pressed hard upon the sons of Esau in the mountains of Seir, and bowed their necks, so that they became servants of the sons of Jacob. This is how Esau ended up into Mount Seir. We drove him there. Our ancestors drove him and our ancestors drove his children to Mount Seir. This is what happened. We did this, not the Canaanites. like the world like to make everyone believe like everybody in Africa got together, the so-called Africa got together and drove off, Edom. No, only the children of Israel drove Edom to Mount Seir. And Jacob killed his brother at the end. Damn. Peace, yo. I'm out.